How's it going? My name's Ashton, and today we're going to be talking about my CBR 600RR and if it's a good beginner bike. Now, my first initial answer is no. It's not a good beginner bike by any means. With the top speed of 165 miles an hour, 117 horsepower, and about 15 foot-pounds of torque, you don't need... It's too much. I'm sorry, it's just too much for a beginner. Like, yes, the bike is really cool. It is amazing. But 117 horsepower, that's, for a bike that weighs like 300 pounds, it's too much. I mean, the 0 to 60 time on this thing is about 3.1 seconds. That's insane. That's faster than every car on the road, except like hypercars like Lambos and whatnot. But that's still about the same speed as them. Now, my first bike was a Honda Grom clone, but I don't really count that. My first real bike was a 2005 Suzuki GS 500. I'll put a picture up on the screen. That bike, the perfect beginner bike. 500s or even like a Kawasaki 650. Not the Honda 650, those are inline fours. But like 500s, perfect beginner bikes. You know, enough power. They have a top speed of around 110 miles an hour usually. Enough power to get up and go, but not enough power to lift the front wheel up or to kill you if you make a mistake right off the bat, right? Something like this bike, on the other hand, if I really get on it, the back tire will spin, like from a standstill off the line. That's scary. That is not for a beginner rider. And this is all, like, take this all with a grain of salt. This is just my opinion personally. If you really want it, it's better than getting an R1 or a 1000, you know. But I would say the highest you should go as a beginner is a 500cc bike. Especially if you want a sport bike. You can get some pretty good looking 500cc bikes these days that aren't too expensive. This is a beautiful bike, and I will go more into that, but not for beginners. Now, is this bike more for intermediate to experienced riders? Yes, this bike is perfect for that. This is my fourth bike. So my first bike was a Honda Grom clone. That was a little 125cc, top speed of like 50 miles an hour. I just kind of learned to putt around on that thing. And my second bike was the Suzuki GS 500. And then my third bike was a Ninja 600 from like 1985. That was an old bike that I just like fixed up and rode around. But that was my first real experience of power. And at that point, I wasn't getting bored on the Suzuki because it still had, that bike has a lot of torque. It's got about the same amount of torque as this bike, just not the same amount of horsepower. It's got about 50 foot-pounds of torque and probably like 50 horsepower. So it has roughly the same, I mean, not the same get up and go. This is a little better because it's a lighter bike. But 0 to 60 on that bike was probably more like 5-6 seconds. And that bike was perfect. And you know, I honestly, that was the perfect city bike because the thing with this bike is riding around the city, you can literally ride around in first gear. Like, the top speed in first gear on this bike is like 80 miles an hour. There's no need to be going faster than 80 miles an hour ever when you're driving, really, except on the freeway. But even then, that's above the speed limit. And so, on the Suzuki, on the other hand, top speed in first gear was like 40. And so you really had to shift gears, which is why 500s are good for beginners, because it teaches you to shift gears. Because you can't just sit in first, second gear throughout the city or when you're riding. You have to shift all the way into fifth, sixth gear when you're cruising, because that's just where the power is. That's where you're going to be able to cruise. You won't be banging off the red line. On a bike like this, you'll be at 6,000 RPMs in second gear going 70 miles an hour. And it loves that. And there's still 4 gears left. That is why this is not a beginner bike. Now, for an intermediate to experienced level person, this bike is perfect. Hondas are reliable as hell. This thing's got 30,000 miles on it. Hasn't given me an issue yet. right? Reliable as hell. My favorite thing on it is they have a fuel gauge. They've got a clock. I mean, this bike is from 2006. Bunch of tech features, right? ABS, all of that, good stuff. And it's got a undertail exhaust, which I love personally. I personally love undertail exhausts. Now, if you're somebody who likes to look at gas mileage, you want like a commuter bike, or comfortability. Number one, this bike isn't comfortable at all. The riding position on this thing, you're leaned over and your face is pretty much above your knees. Doesn't make any sense. Your face is always above your knees. Your face is pretty much over the gas tank. Not comfortable. After 30 minutes on slightly bumpy roads, your lower back will kill you. I know this from experience. I've put almost 2,000 miles on this bike since I've got it. I know this from experience. I went on a 2-hour ride the other day. My back, my neck, sore. So in terms of a commuting bike, this is not the one for you. Gas mileage. My personal experience, I get around 100 miles on a full tank. I'm pretty sure the tank on this thing is around 3 gallons. Look it up. I don't know for sure, but that's when I fill it up. So what is that? Like 32 miles or something, 33, something like that, miles to the gallon. Not great. Not great at all. Not a commuter bike. Now, that's just my personal experience. It has 30,000 miles on it. It could be tuned wrong. I don't know. Might need to get it readjusted, but not for going around town, driving to work. This is a fun weekend bike. Or if you want to cruise down the interstate and like go flying, don't do that. That is illegal. I don't condone that. Now, if you are a intermediate or skilled rider and you're looking to get a 600, especially from the years like 2003 to 2007, I would buy a CBR 600 RR. I think these are the best looking bikes out of that year. Yes, I know R6s look good. Gixxers have looked the same. I think these are the best looking bikes that those years produced. I think these are the best looking bikes, the best looking CBR 600 RRs they have made. You can fight with me in the comments. I don't care. That's my opinion. So it's also a Honda. Parts are cheap, reliable. Anywhere will service these things. Easy, super easy to work on. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much the video. I just wanted to come on here, tell you guys my thoughts. If a beginner rider should buy one of these bikes, I don't think so. I don't think so. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know if you guys like these type of videos, or if you want more of like me working on the bikes and that type of stuff.